Today I will be talking about just kind of like the basics of makeup. One of my friends, she was like, you should do a video just about like just simple stuff like foundation, brows, and stuff like that. I do have a brow tutorial. It's not really in depth or anything. It's just showing you how to do my brows basically, but I'm just gonna be talking more about just applying foundation and stuff like that and the importance of your base makeup. Okay, because we don't want to be looking casket ready, sis. We don't want to be looking cakey. Okay, we want to have okay, we want our skin to have, you know, that glow, that skin like look. Okay, we don't want cake. We don't. So the very first and very important thing is your skincare. It's very important that your skin is clean, that's freshly washed, it's moisturized, it's not very dry. So I just did my skincare. My skin is clean, it's moisturized, and we are ready to go into the next step, which is priming. Today I'll use the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. It just fills out your pores. You want to get a primer that will suit the needs that you need. So if you have oily skin, you're gonna want something matte, but don't get anything that's like super matte where it's just all the moisture out of your skin, because then your skin will produce even more oils and your skin will just be even more oily. Okay, sis? Okay. You know, follow Jackie Ines tips, Aunt Jackie, and get you the hyaluronic acid, sis. Hyaluronic acid, muy importante. Next thing, also, you know, if you have dry skin, you don't want to use something that's matte. You want to use something a primer that's a little more hydrating. I just have a sample of the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I really like this. I'm about to cop some because I really like this primer. It just feels very nice, and I don't know how to explain it. I just like it, okay? And then also, you know, if you have very porous skin, you want something like this that erases pores. This does a decent job. So I'm just going to, I just apply it on my finger, and then I just apply it in the area where my pores are, so right here in my T-zone, and I kind of just press it in. That's just the way that I do it. And I have this EcoTool sponge. She's dirty. She'll get cleaned eventually. Don't clog me. And so I'm just gonna take, just whenever you're working with your foundation, take a little bit at a time. And so the foundation I'm using is the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour. This is so dirty. Oh my gosh. A foundation. I'm a mess literally whenever I do my makeup. But that's the foundation that I'm going to be using today. And then I just dot it all over my face. And then I'm just gonna pounce this all over my face. See, y'all, I've just been, but today I feel a lot better, and it felt like filming. It's really bright out, so yeah. And then also blend. I don't go all the way down my neck because this is a good match, but but don't just stop here because it's gonna be very obvious. So kind of take it right underneath your jawline, and then you're just patting. You're not dragging or swirling. You're just dabbing. Okay, so now that my foundation is all blended out, I just wanted to talk a little bit about foundation and finding one that is good for you. Once again, like the primer, you want to find something that will work good for your skin. Also, whenever you're matching your foundation, you kind of want to match it in this area like of your chest, because that's just like where your focus is, kind of like in your eyes. So like I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like the first thing that you look at is like your face and your chest, and you want to make sure that they match, because sometimes, you know, your face can be a little bit darker than your chest. Sometimes your chest is a little darker than your face, and so if you just want to make it, you know, just blend, it'll just look better, the overall appearance of your foundation. Okay, next up is concealer. On an everyday basis, I really don't do concealer because that's just another step of blending. But this is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Dark Cocoa. And then also, you just want to put it like where if light is to come on you, then you put it where it's naturally highlighted. So here, I don't put it on my chin, but I'm going to just for demonstration purposes. Your lip, your nose, because this will start to help create your nose contour, and then also forehead. And then I start with the places that are under my eye because I want more coverage under my eye than anywhere else. I'm going to go under my eyes and start blending it out. So the next what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready for powder. So get it in the cap. Careful, guys. Okay, and so whenever I'm grabbing powder, this is what I do. I grab literally a small amount. I put a little bit on my sponge, and then I dust some off, and then I also pat it on the back of my hand because I do not like a whole bunch of powder. I pat this off. Basically, it looks like there's nothing left on my sponge, but there is. Gosh, this is really bad. And so before I even set it, I don't look up, and I will blend out this concealer real quick so I'm not setting any creases. You want to blend it out, do any last minute blending right before you put your powder, and then now I'm gonna sweep this off, and I put too much powder on. Great. Okay, I'm just gonna work to sweep all this powder off because I don't like powder. And so now I'm going to go into bronzing / contour. What I use for contouring now, this palette, I like it, I really do. I'm happy that they made an even darker one, so if it's at Walmart, I'm gonna have to cop. But the contour shade looks more like a bronzer to me, so it more so warms my face, but I do like the way that it looks on my skin, so I just take the contour shade. It's very important that you tap off the excess because you just don't want a whole bunch of powder flying everywhere. And so what I do with this brush, it's a BH Cosmetics one brush. It came in this brush set that I got. It's really cute. And then right now, I just stamp it on where I want it. Because this brush is like a little more structured. It's not super fluffy. And so right now, I'm just stamping it where I want this color to be. And then I will take this brush. It's from the same, brush set. It's the number 2 brush. And then I'm blending with this. And now I'll take a little bit like down the side of my nose just so that the center of my face just has a little bit more warmth and color. And I kind of just go around wherever I put the powder and the concealer and stuff and just blend it out so that there's no harsh lines. That's the number one thing, is that you do not want harsh lines. The difference between contour and bronzer is that your contour will be a little bit more cool toned, a little bit more ashy. I don't really want to say that, but that's kind of what it is sometimes. And that'll just give your cheeks and your face some more definition. And your bronzer just overall just adds more warmth to the face and just makes you look more bronzy. And so for contour, they don't really make contours for dark skin girls, so what I do is I just mix 2 eyeshadows from the Jaclyn Hill palette, these 2 right here. Honestly, if brands can make this dark color browns that I can use for contour, then y'all obviously can make a contour shade. Literally. Because I'm tired of having to finesse my brush into this, but I'm gonna take these 2 colors. The 2 colors are Central Park and Chip. Yep, Central Park and Chip in the original OG Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna take this e.l.f. brush. It's just an e.l.f. bronzing brush, and then I just dip into it a little bit because I don't really contour like that. I just want just a little bit of dimension. Tap off. Oh, you just go. And then you just want to be more careful. I feel like with bronzer you kind of get away more so with being a little bit more messy. But with contour, you really just want to keep it concentrated in one place. And so it's right in your jawline. You know how you do that. Right here, that kind of gives you like a guideline of like where you want to apply it. And I'm like barely touching my face, and it's already pigmented. Yeah, these Jacqueline shadows, the pigmented. H blush trio. This is the Cocktail Party trio, and I'm taking the color Vegas and Scorching and mixing those two, and applying them on my cheeks. And so then I kind of just lightly tap it just to kind of apply it where I want it to be. Going back with the bronzing brush and just going around the blush and just making sure that it's blended out. Next is highlight. And I'm taking this Pure Cosmetics Bronze and Brighten Dreamer Bronze and Brighten Cheek Palette. It comes with, these colors, this baby is beat up. I've dropped it so many times. I'm taking Mineral Glow and Afterglow. Oof, got some on me. And I'm going to mix those two together to apply on my highlight. And so with highlight, you want to be very gradual with it because, yes, we want to pop and highlight, but you don't want it to be streaky. So just wherever the sun naturally hit, like if your sun is beaming on you, and so right here on the high points, right here, that's where it naturally, you know, just kind of hits your skin and gives you that glow, you know, and so that's where you want to apply it. A little bit down the bridge of my nose, that just helps with your nose contour pop off a little bit. I don't really contour my nose. I just don't feel the need. I put a little bit on the forehead. Whatever's just left over on the brush, really. Okay, so now we're going to the brows, okay, sis? And so what I use is, that's about to fall. This e.l.f. brow pencil will create a line underneath on the tail. Because I want the tail to be a little bit more defined than, yeah. And so now I'm just going to take just a little bit of my foundation. And I'm going to take this e.l.f. concealer brush. I'm going to clean up underneath my brow because even though I don't really care about like super defined, I still want this shape to just be sharpened a little bit. Okay, so next is I do my setting spray. I do my setting spray before my mascara. I applied lips. I just did some nude pinky lipstick. I do my setting spray before my mascara because I don't want the mascara to get wet and like have possibility of running and transferring all over my face. Alright guys, so I am done with today's video. I already applied my mascara. It was the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. Applied on my top bottom lashes. Sometimes I curl my lashes, sometimes I don't. But this is just a video just about the basics and just applying, or this is just specifically how I apply my face products or whatever, just the very simple stuff about makeup. If you're just getting into it, just wondering, okay, like, where do I start? I hope that this video will be able to help you. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all again. Bye!